In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. How are you, dear students? I hope you all are safe and sound at your home and enjoying your virtual learning classes. So, dear students, this is class for first year students for subject biology. And we are studying chapter number 7, protists and fungi. And in today's topic, we will continue our topic fungi. In the previous topic, we have studied about about the fungi, its characteristics, and its diversity. Like there are different classes of fungi in which we have studied about Zygomycota, Asexual, that is sac fungi. Today we will see about Basidiomycota, that is club fungi. And one of the very common example of that is mushroom. So let's get started. Dear students, Basidiomycota is also called Basidiomycetes, and that is also said to be club fungi due to its shape and structure. So Basidiomycota, its sexual reproduction is done by basidia, and asexual reproduction is not so common, but most of the time there is alternation of generation between sexual and asexual reproduction. So their fruiting body are like in the start, they are long-lived dikaryotic mycelia are present. Its example are rust and smuts. These are plants parasites that produce that causes diseases in the plants and in vegetables and fruits. Mushrooms that are eatables, as well as poisonous also. So polypores, puffballs, boletes, bird's nest fungi. These are some examples of Basidiomycota or club fungi. There are enzymes, so they decompose wood, leaves, and other organic materials. So as we know that fungi are decomposers, so they grow over there where there are lots of decomposable material over there. They are decomposers, they are pathogens, and some form mycorrhizal or lichen association with other plants and algae. So you can see here SEM with electron microscope of basidia. These are lots of basidia, and like they are, we can say, ruptured basidia through which the spores just have come out. We will see general characteristics of Basidiomycota, that they are having very varied, although they are considered monophyletic, like they are having single ancestors, one ancestor in their phylogeny. So they contain unicellular and multicellular species as well. So like mushroom is multicellular, we can say multicellular fungi or Basidiomycota. So undergo sexual and asexual reproduction, and they are terrestrial and aquatic as well. So their production of basidia is most diagnostic feature due to that it is called Basidiomycota, and that is its fruiting body. They contain a long-lived dikaryon, which we have talked about, in which all the cells in the thallus contain two haploid nuclei as a result of mating events, and then they, by like meiosis, so they change into, we can say, after dikaryon, haploid nuclei just fuse together, they form diploid nuclei, and then they again form lots of nuclei in single basidia. We will see in its life cycle. So when compatible nuclei remain in pairs, they form dicaryons, so resulting in dikaryotic hyphae. So conversely, haploid mycelia are called monokaryon, and there are dikaryon hyphae also. So the seeds reproduction, so the fruiting body that is called basidia and itself is formed by plasmogamy, like a fusion of plasma. So between mycelia of the two different spores, which are having positive or negative strain. So plasmogamy results in binucleate hyphae. That is the hyphae with two types of nuclei, one from each parent. So the life cycle of Basidiomycetes includes alternation of generation as well between asexual and sexual reproduction. Spores are generally produced through asexual reproduction rather than sexual reproduction. So after that, it will move to the sexual reproduction, and we will see just in a few minutes in the next slide. So basidium between mycelia form two different spores. So plasmogamy occur, then in binucleate hyphae occur, so that is called dikaryon, and a hyphae with two types of nuclei to form each parent. So here we can see the life cycle of Basidiomycota, in which if we start from here when the spores germinate. So that is cytoplasmic fusion over there. Cytoplasmic fusion over there. So that is dikaryon mycelium. So everyone is dikaryon mycelium. So when they grow, so that is a fruiting body that grows into anywhere it can grow into a fruiting body like this. So these are its hyphae. These are called mycelium or collectively called mycelium. So that is the structure of mushroom, that it is having a cap umbrella like structure, and inside it is having these lines. You can see these are the gills. This is the stalk because it does not have a proper stem, and these are the rhizoids. These are called, we can say, it's act as roots to just anchor this into the um, soil or anywhere with the any other plant. So if we take one gill, so you can see here out of these gills, there are these extensions, these are called basidium. So these basidiums are having two nuclei. So nuclear fusion is there. Now this forms diploid. Diploid means when two nuclei are fused together, so they are said to be at this stage dikaryon. Then they fuse, they form zygote, diploid, or 2N zygote. And then after meiosis, that goes into monokaryon, like every basidiospore is having one nuclei. So these spores with one nucleus, they just move, spores are released and germinate spores over there. They started to grow, and here at this stage there is dikaryotic mycelium, and at this stage there is monokaryotic mycelium. This one is monokaryotic mycelium, and here is the dikaryotic mycelium where it grows. It means like in one cytoplasm, now two nuclei are present. Cytoplasm union or fusion occurs, but the nuclear does not fuse. So from there, this cell body, like this whole body that is called annulus, this one, this structure that is called annulus. So whole body of mushroom just gives rise from there. And when basidium or this fruiting body is formed, so that is having two nuclei, like here it is dikaryotic mycelium. So now that when they get mature, then the nuclei fuse, then again diploid structure, then here is again haploid structure over there. So between haploid and diploid, like spore formation and vegetative reproduction. So that is asexual, and sexual reproduction is there. That asexual means that by mitosis, what happened with the meiosis, lots of we can see this monokaryotic the cell or basidiospore that forms into lots of nuclei around that. Again, the basidiomyces spore is just formed, and these spores are released. Now we will see fungal partnership with other, these are called uh, mutualism of fungus with other organisms. So fungi form two type of mutualistic symbiotic relationship with other organisms where both members benefit. Number one is lichen and number two is mycorrhiza. So here in lichen, fungi or the relationship of fungus that is mostly ascomycots or few basidiomycots or that a cyanobacterium or green algae. So these two type of fungus, they will make partnership or close relationship with cyanobacterium or green algae. So in this thing, like they make the partnership with the photosynthetic partner, and they get benefit from one another. So the middle layer consists of a fungal hyphae interwoven with photosynthetic cells. Bottom layer consists of loosely packed fungal hyphae, specialized fungal hyphae which penetrate and envelop between photosynthetic cells, or then they transfer the we can say the nutrients directly. In mycorrhiza, that is the partnership or the relationship between the fungus and the roots of the vascular plants. Sometimes mosses also. Uh, and so here the hyphae help in the direct absorption of phosphorus, zinc, copper, and other nutrients from the soil into the roots, and plants whose invaded by mycorrhiza grow more successfully to the plants without mycorrhiza. So here there are two types of mycorrhiza are there, that is endomycorrhiza and ectomycorrhiza. Endomycorrhiza means this, you can see here mycorrhizal relationship, like the hyphae of them, of this, we can say this mushroom or this fungi, that just mycelia, we can say mycelia that penetrate deep inside the roots, cortex of the roots. So that is endomycorrhiza. But if these mycelium, they just penetrate above the cortex, or we can if this is the in a cross section of the root, and here are cortex cell deep inside the cell. So if this mycelium just penetrate deep into the cortex cells, so that is called endomycorrhiza. And if that is just superficially on the ectoderm, make the connection between fungus mycelium and the root of ectoderm of the root, so that is ectomycorrhiza. So if we see here lichens, the connection of fungi and algae, so we can see these are algae, unicellular algae over there, or they can be multicellular. So this is algal cell, that is must be photosynthetic, and fungal hyphae just gets around that, and you can see here. And Soredia, like that gives rise when it bursts from here. So with some uh, that fungal hyphae also, and algal cell also, algal layer. So that is ascocarp of the fungus that forms the ascocarp like this, and here more growth is done. So like they get the nutrients and glucose to like from algae to that fungus. So both are mutualistic in that both are getting benefit from one another. Let's talk about some importances of fungi in that it is used industrially in alcoholic fermentation, for brewing industries, for wine and beer fermentation. Saccharomyces cerevisiae is used here. Cerevisiae. In yeast cake formation, that is called microbial forming. In that, just mixing a large number of yeast with some inert substances such as starches like flour, and that they can compressed into the cakes. In industrial scale, that is formed on the large scale because yeast cells are rich in proteins, and hence yeast cakes are eaten directly as giving healthy food. That is, we can say that is used in brewing and baking industries. So uses of medicine in medicines, that many strains of fungi produce potential metabolism and used in medicines, as in preparation of medicine. Some metabolic products used in medicine is ergot. The most useful drug obtained from Sclerotia claviceps purpur. So the fungus is parasitic and the grasses, especially rye. So the disease is called ergot of rye. So in that, that is the use. So the drug stimulate muscles of uterus used in abortifacient to assist childbirth as well, like it helps in the childbirth process. Okay, so they are very good decomposers also, and so they decompose the wastage and recycle the nutrients and liberate large amount of carbon dioxide to balance the carbon dioxide amount in the atmosphere for the plants as well. Saprophytic in nature, so they decomposes the plants, as well as they are very, very helpful for making humus. Humus is like including lots of organic matter and the topsoil, upper soil of the soil. So that is needed for the growth of plants. There is edible fungi also, like mushroom, agaricus, campestris, puffballs, morels, and gucci. These are some edible, but there are different varieties of poisonous too. So there are laboratory tests for that, whether the poisonous or not, or edible. So in the market, which are like just sell out in the market, just to check this on like the tag, what type of fungi that is. That is because that is rich source of vitamins, also taste is delicious. Let's talk about some diseases of animals in plants that also cause diseases, and in that Ascomycots, they cause powdery mildew, chestnut blights, Dutch elm diseases, apple scab, and brown rot, which we can find on the fruits, on the vegetables also. So in animal, that causes histoplasmosis, and this causative agent is histoplasma capsulatum, that is a fungi, and that cause like intracellular problem. Like it is present in the form of mycelium in the soils throughout the world. So when we go through that, if it sticks, like we just we can see like we inhale the spores of that, so we can go through that problem like flu, cough, chronic TB, as well as loss of vision can also be the problems which are derived from histoplasmosis. So athlete's foot, that is very common. So it is scientifically known as Tinea pedis. Pedis means feet, so they infect feet and hands also. And Tina rubrum and Tina mentagrophytes. So these are some of the species which causes this type of problem. You can see athlete's foot, and that is very very hard to cure. So prevention is better than cure. So when we put on the shoes, socks, so we have to just clean out and wipe dried off our feet before putting on the shoes for longer period of time. Otherwise they can cause that such type of problem. In human diseases, or like we just say them in the animal diseases, so candidiasis is one of the disease also. So there is diseases to the newborn, and here Candida albicans and Candida glabrata, these are two species which cause diseases, and there is a gastrointestinal tract problem and respiratory tract and mouth problem, as you can see here in such type of pictures. So the healthy individual, they will not produce disease because growth is suppressed by other microbiota. So candidiasis is a sexually transmitted disease. So that affects that infect actually mucous membrane of mouth or vagina. So that's why that is also called sexually transmitted disease. Ringworm, that is also commonly seen disease, that is also with tinea dermatophytosis disease. The species is there. So that is causative agents feed on keratin. Like this type of species, they feed on keratin. It's sorry, that is also known as tinea or dermatophytosis. This is the disease name of a ringworm, but that is caused by Microsporium Microsporium odoni, and that caused by like microsporum or trichophyton also. So in the ringworm, we can see the circular patch on the skin, and that can spread very rapidly to the affected area. So now we have seen ergot before. Ergot is the medicine which is used for ergotism. So ergotism causes gangrene. So that is claviceps and purpurae that is caused by this, and that is caused on the cereal plants. When we consume these cereal plants, which become black masses on that, so we can get this type of disease. So the rice sclerotia of ergot, usually obtained from rice seed and source of several medicinal important alkaloids. So that is used in as a medicinal alkaloids, but that causes gangrene, or that is called ergotism. Actually, that causes nervous spasm as well as convulsions, psychotic delusions, and gangrene in which body tissues die, loss of blood supply to the limbs and fingers. As we have seen, that is called Saint Anthony's fire, because in reference to the monks who cared for victims as well as symptoms in the previous time. So several burning sensation for that. That's why it's called Saint Anthony's fire. So they are caused by effects of ergot alkaloids on the vascular system. Like that is we can say the medicine that is used for that, from that and from the grains also, on which that uh, like the species of fungus is like causing the infection in that grain. So that cause vasoconstrictions of blood vessels as well as leading to gangrene, in which loss of like a connection of the blood supply in the limbs due to severely restricted blood circulation. So you can see the condition here. Dear students, that's it for today. I hope you got lots of information about fungi. Wish you all the best. See you inshallah in the next lecture. Allah Hafiz.